What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Train Simulator Classic, and we are back on the racetrack route today. We are in charge of continuing a transfer run with BCOL CN4647, a -9 locomotive, leading from Markham Yard to Eola Yard. Obviously, we are starting from the airline and starting at Halstead, coming off of the airline bridge. The weather and adverse signals along the line should make this an interesting run. Alright, CN4647 understands. Signal indication up ahead, following a coal train to Eola, possibly going around him. Over. Alright, so I think we are on a clear signal. Here is a look at BCOL number 4647. I don't remember who actually made this mod, but I will have it linked in the description. I'll have a pop-up on the video of who made it. And yes, that is correct. BCOL does use double ditch lights, which I think was very different and unique to their style. So we do have that showcased here, which is awesome. But let's go ahead and get on out of here now. So we are using a different sound set. CN4647 West, clear Halstead, main 1. But we are using a -9 sound set made by Anthony Wood. I don't think I've showcased this sound set before, but if I can, if it's still available, I will have it linked in the description as well. We got no freaking visibility today whatsoever. No, we do not. But I figured this would be a cool scenario to do today. We got another CN-9 trailing here. I went ahead. The only thing I did different to this scenario was I did change out the consist. And that's only because it did use like default cars from each, and I was not about that life. So I went ahead and threw in some newer, different cars to add into this. But we are speeding. We don't want to be speeding. Go ahead and start slowing down here. We definitely have no freaking visibility whatsoever. We are definitely going to be running on signal indication today, following a coal train that's probably also going super slow. But with the snowy conditions that Chicago is supposed to be getting, I kind of thought this would be a fun video to do and a perfect video to do. From what I've been reading, Chicago is supposed to get about 3 to 6 inches by the time a snowstorm ends today. Looks like a little yard job there with some couple cars there for BNSF. Very cool. But they're supposed to get about 3 to 6 inches of snow. I just felt like this was perfect. And, you know, fun fact, I just found out about this scenario a few days ago. Not gonna lie, I was looking through Train Sim to try to find something to run, and this popped up, and I'm just like, oh, I don't remember this one. I remember putting this locomotive in to use for another scenario that never ended up happening, but I'm like, you know what, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. And then we got the sound set in, we've got these new these freight cars in, and I love the EOT device we have from Jointed Rail Searchlight Simulations there. I love it, even though it's not blinking. But yes, we did end up changing out the consist. Looks like it is a 20 now. Looks like we got some Norfolk Southern run-through power here. Yes, we do. But I will have this locomotive and this sound set linked in the description. I'm pretty sure it's off of Train Sim Community, if I remember correctly. But I will have it linked in the description. Do we not have a cab light? I don't think we have a cab light. I don't think these have cab lights. Well, that sucks. That's gauge light. That doesn't work. But on this side? No. Well, that's awesome. That is very awesome. The one thing that kind of irks me about this, like, I always try to put the link in the description if it's still available, because a lot of times you get these repaints and then next thing you know, like a month or two later, they're gone. One thing that irritates me is that when people showcase stuff, now I understand private mods. I understand that. If it's private, I totally get why you don't link it. But if it's something that's public, and I have to spend 20 minutes to go chase it down to try to figure out what it is and how to find it and where to purchase it or where to download it from, that irritates me. Just throw the dang link in the description, man. Like, there was a bus mod for ATS that I found on YouTube somebody was using. It was one of the, like, newer buses in a Greyhound livery, and I'm like, you know what, that'd be pretty cool to do. Comes with passengers, you can make passenger trips and all that. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Well, I get to the description, try to find the mod, it's not there, and I'm sitting there like, okay, well, I've seen this bus on mod sites, so maybe it's free. Nothing updated, only to come find out it is a paid mod that's like $50. And I'm like, well, you know what, that kind of sucks. Because that would have been cool in like 20 minutes of trying to chase this bus mod down. Only to find out it was a paid mod when they could have just put that in the description. And that's why I like to put that type of stuff in the description. Okay, so we got a BNSF coal train. So I thought we were following this coal train, but that's interesting though. So we have the double ditch lights, and then once you hit H again, it goes to the standard. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Alright, so main 1.3, CN 4647, approach, main 1, mile pole 3. So we're on an approach signal now, so next signal is probably going to be a stop signal. So I thought we were following this coal train, unless there's another one we're following. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for that. But yeah, it does irritate me when people don't put mod links in the description, or if I'm scrolling through TikTok, because I follow a lot of different gaming content creators on TikTok, especially like horror games. It also irritates me when they upload the video, but they don't put the game name in the video or like in the comments or something. And every single video I see, somebody comments, what's the name of the game? Game name. And then somebody comments in the comments. It's just like, bro, just put it in the comments so we can look it up. I get it. You're doing it for the interaction. You're doing it for the engagement. But, bro, help a brother out. There are so many different horror games that I've seen on TikTok that I want to play. And so little time. Speaking of new games, like those horror games, I've got some new games coming to the channel. We obviously played the Detective Rainy Night yesterday. That was a very long video, but that was a very fun game. We've got The Last Case of John Marsh coming up, Log Away, Seafarer, that ship game that I've been wanting to play. I just never got into it. And so many other games coming to the channel. I've got some winter-themed stuff. So it looks like Advance Approach. Or Approach Medium on BNSF. I'm not too sure. CN 4647 West, Approach Medium, Main 1, Mile Pole 3.5. I'm not too sure if that's what that was, but it looks like whoever we're following is picking up some speed. I like this bell. All right, I'm not your passenger train, folks. I'm not your passenger train. I'm a freighter. All these people waiting in the snow, waiting for their train. Them Chicagoans are built different, man. Them Chicagoans are definitely built different. I hate standing out in the snow. That would not be me. I'd be in that shelter. Alrighty. So we don't have a signal on this one. But we have a signal on the next one that kind of looks like the signal head is flashing. Okay. All right, looks like we are on a clear signal. These signals are not making any freaking sense whatsoever. CN 4647 West, clear signal, main 1, mile pull 4. 4.2. Go another run through freight. Looks like a bunch of empty double stacks here. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Now, you know it would be cool if they used the CN Chicago sub that IC 9612 is developing, so we could have actually went from Markham to here. That would have been a cool run. Looks like they got a yard move of some empty double stacks. Snow is really coming down here in Chicago. Yes, it is. Go ahead and get on the dynamics again. But it has been a very crazy weather pattern here in central Illinois this past year. It was a very wild summer. We had 80s basically in October and had like some fall-like weather in between multiple heat waves basically since August. So there'd be a heat wave, then it'd turn into fall weather, and then there'd be another heat wave, and then it'd turn into fall weather. It was very, very interesting, to say the least. It made for, like, you know, a week where it's like nice and cool and crisp and like easy to work outside, then all of a sudden, boom, back in the 80s. It sucked, man. It sucked. And what kind of crazy though, it was a very, very dry harvest season, basically drought conditions, and there were lots of field fires, lots of different combine fires out there. It's been insane. From what started out as a very wet summer, we had multiple thunderstorms, severe storms, tornadoes, hail, etc. And crazy thing is, to start summer, there was at least 35 different confirmed tornadoes within a 45-minute to an hour radius of me at the beginning of the summer. And going from that to turning into a very dry summer, that's insane. It's like all the rain just came in the beginning, and then it said, F you, we're done. But I was actually almost in one this past summer while I was working. It was a Saturday, and I was just getting towards the end of my day, and I basically caught the tail end of it. I was working, and then all of a sudden I heard the sirens go off, and then it just started downpouring right on me, and I could feel the wind of it. So I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'm going home. I don't care, I'm going home. It was very windy, the sirens going off. The tornado was just to the east of me. All right, clear signal. But the tornado was just to the east of me, and I was beating it home. Luckily, it died down before I got home, but that was crazy. It was crazy. I like severe weather. I do. I just do not like driving in it, especially if I'm in a company truck or my personal vehicle. Now, if I was a storm chaser, it'd be a different story. But I don't like doing it in the company truck, because if that thing ends up getting wrecked, then I have to get drug tested, then I have to fill out paperwork, and it's just a hassle. But another fun fact, though, that was actually the third tornado I have technically been in. First one, I was in high school, and the town that I was living in high school was basically shaped like a bowl, kinda, so tornadoes would just go over instead of touch down. And I just remember it was very windy and rainy. I stood outside, and it was cool as shit, though. Like, the rain was just flying all over the place. It was very windy. It was very cool as shit. I don't know. I think that's when I found my love for severe storms, and it was a very cool experience for me being inside an actual tornado. Second one was like 10 minutes just north of me, Caught in the tail end of that one also. I just remember being on the phone with Lauren when we were dating at the time, and I was standing outside and just having a blast, just being in the rain, the tornado, and everything. I was sitting on the bed of my truck, and I was like, this is very cool. This is very cool. I think I should become a storm chaser, honestly. And we've got storm chaser games, and I was very looking forward to Outbreak, and I never got into the game, and I'm kind of beating myself around the bush for that one, and I'm beating myself up, and it sucks. The only downfall is I don't know how to read any weather radars and stuff. That's the only thing that I need to learn, because I have no clue how to read it. I just see people say pointing out tornadoes, and I'm just like, well, how do you notice that? It's just red. Because I see red as thunderstorms, tornadoes, whatever, and it's just like, I don't know how to read it, man. I don't know how to read it. So we were on a clear. I can't tell what this next signal is. I think it's milepole 6. I think that's what that sign says. I can't even see the signal, man. It's a clear. Yeah, it is a clear. Okay, perfect. I was like, damn, that is a very low visibility. So we can go 40. I am not going 40. I can tell you that right now. I am not going 40. I'm going to be restricted to 25 because I cannot see worth a shit outside. I am restricting myself to 25 miles an hour. Kind of wish we had a cab light. I thought these did. Alright, so Main 1 Cicero East does not have a signal. Okay, so, I mean, we're on a clear signal, so that it'd make for an interesting run. We had one approach, and then either an advanced approach or approach medium, whatever it is for BNSF. I don't specifically know. But here we go, Main 1 Cicero East. But now, going along with the weather topic, we basically just about tied or broke a record for snowfall here in Champaign, Illinois, with the snow basically starting in November, and it's basically been snowing every single week from then. And I think they said that we either tied or broke a record for coldest temps and for snow. But if I remember correctly, last year the snow really didn't start until like late January, early February, and then it just lasted throughout February, and then basically called it a day after that, and then it just went right in the spring. So, but it was crazy how late it started last year and how early it started this year. Here we go, another platform. This is Cicero. But I did talk about this in the ATS video, but the fog that we've had recently as well, this was like a week straight stretch of fog that has lasted all freaking day. Now, every other time we've had fog, it usually just coated the rural areas, but then once you got into the city, it cleared up. No, not this one. This one was patching right through the city, like low visibility in the city. CN 46, 47, advance approach, Cicero, Main 1. But it lasted all day. It was very thick fog, and I've never seen anything like it before. It was very sus, to say the least. Very, very sus. Alright, so we got a mile, 1.3 to go for this. I don't know if we're actually stopping there at Cicero, or if it's going to have us continue into the yard. But very, very blizzard-like conditions out here in Chicago. Yes, it is. Luckily, we were supposed to get freezing rain last night, and I was on call last night, so I was like, well, that's going to be a shit show. Luckily, I didn't get called out, but we were supposed to, they were saying we were going to get snow, and then they changed it all to freezing rain, which is going to turn to rain because it was supposed to be, I think, like 35 degrees today. So it's supposed to start out as freezing rain at like 2 in the morning, get a nice glaze of ice, warm up, and then freeze all again tonight. So that's going to be fun in the morning. But yeah, there's some more empty bear tables. I don't know where that coal train is that we were following, unless they meant the coal train was coming out of the yard. But I'm pretty sure they said we were following it. I don't know. Looks like we got another train over here on Main 2. I've only seen the one Metro. I don't know, maybe because it's 7 o'clock, they don't run as often. But I've only seen the one Metro, and it looks like we've got an approach. CN 4647 West, approach, mile pole 8.1, main 1. So we're on an approach signal. There's mile pole 8. Got that intermodal yard to our right here. Got a stop train here to our left. I think we passed this train already. I remember the random coal cars in the middle. All right, so we will have a stop signal here at Cicero Main 1. Let's go ahead and get off of that. Move that to idle. We'll start gradually slowing down here. We got the snow, and it's going to be very, very wet. So we're going to gradually slow down here. At least try to. Try to not use the brake, the air, as much as possible. Try to use the dynamic to slow down and use the brakes to stop. Or the air to stop. But if you guys enjoyed this short run here, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated if you guys did. Make sure you guys follow me on all my socials. Everything is listed in the description down below. I am trying to do a stretch of videos every day for December, so I am slowly working on that. Looks like we will be stopping here. I think we're going to get this in time. CN 4647, I'll stop Cicero, Main 1. And use a blend of dynamics and a blend of the air here. All right. We got lucky because now it starts decrossing. It's in the quiet zone. All right, point 1. All right, I'll stop. Got to put that into neutral. Turn the dynamic off. There we go. Can't turn the generator field off, unfortunately. But I have a feeling we're going to be stuck here for a moment. I see that train turning into the curve. So we'll be stuck here for a moment. We just got word from that manifest stop next to you that a switch underneath him jammed up and the lead unit is off the rails in front of you. No injuries were reported, but we've got a bit of a wait now until we can get moving again. Dispatcher out. Well, that sucks. That was a derailment. That's going to lock some things up for the afternoon. I mean, the afternoon rush is done, so that's a good sign, but that's gonna tie some things up. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.